listening to?
I never met Nat in person.
What a nice man.
That's what I heard, yeah.
He was a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, he said, Jimmy, you got to lay back, you know. Just lay back on that phrase. Lay back. He said, you got enough time. He says, a lot of time in a row. You don't have to go four bars, you know, right on top of that beat. Okay, lay back and let him hear the story. You know, and give it to him nice and easy. And then Sammy Davis was the one that reiterated to me. He says, sing the song.
Sing the song.
Sing the damn song, Borges. That's what he yelled at me. And then he came up to me afterwards and said, you know what, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have said nothing. I don't need to say nothing, you know.
Right.
I said, I don't have the time to do it. He said, but I like it. I like how you sing and all that. So I took the time. So if I yell at you, it's because I love you. And so that took, because I thought, you know, I felt badly and all that. So, and then Sinatra was the one who told me to tell the story.
Tell us about that Sinatra and his. I know you did a lot of tributes to Sinatra. Yeah,
because he gave me, you know, he gave me his arrangement.
Right.
But what I did though, I did this music. I didn't do tributes to Sinatra. I did tributes to the music of Frank Sinatra.
Gotcha.
So I paid attention to all the arrangers. I was really paying tribute to his arrangers, because some of the stuff that I got from Quincy and Billy Byers, all those great arrangers, you know, then Nelson Riddle, Billy May, Don Costa. I mean, wow. I still got those. I got 64 of those.
What would you say was a major thing that helped in your development?
The major thing that... Oh, boy. The major thing in my development, I had a nice voice when I first started off. So, but the voice, there's a lot of nice voices out there.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of nice voices, but it's what you do with the voice. It was when I learned how to tell the story.
There you go.
Telling the story was the most important, because I really truly believe after I really got into it and learned, that's 90% of a song. You know, there's great voices like, oh God, you can go right down the line from Mr. B on, and there's one black singer who might have the greatest voice of them all. I can't remember his name. He died kind of young. Anyway, you hear these great voices, but if they don't tell the story, I'll give an example. Vic Damone. Vic Damone had what a fantastic voice. Fantastic. Maybe the best of all time. Yet his storytelling wasn't as good as a Sinatra or some of the other ones around him, or Shirley Horn.
Right.
You know, you listen to a Shirley Horn or Little Jimmy.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and these guys, they tell a story, and that's what you remember. Because when you tell the story right, everybody interprets that story according to their own lives. And that's what they remember, and they take back home with them. And they remember that the rest of their life. They can't remember how pretty a sound is. You know, they'll just remember, oh, that guy, the cat had a nice voice. But they do remember the story you told. He says, oh, yeah, because I came back home and I was crying, and that reminded me of my sister and I, or my first wife and I, that kind of stuff. And that's what they remember, and they carry that with them the rest of their lives. It's a storytelling.
Right. Did you have, I know you started out young.
Yeah, 20.
Matter of fact, when you say you had your first gig, that was when I graduated from high school.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, 50. You graduated 55.
Right.
Oh.
Did you have any doubts when you started out as a singer? Did you even think about it as you were going along?
Not one.
You would be successful.
Not one. I knew. I was cocky enough. That's not the right word, not cocky. I was so sure of myself, because when I started off playing football, I was small, but I was fast. And so I said, okay, I can't, these guys, these big defensive ends and linebackers that are 250, at that time 250 was big. And that are 250, and I'm playing ball at 170 and running it. I said, I can't, match them, pound for pound, but I can outrun them. So that's what I worked on. I worked on my speed and my cutting. And so by doing that and working with it, I became an all-star football player. I was all Northern California for 2 years.
Wow.
So I went to college on a football scholarship. So I knew how to put my mind to the task. And when I decided I was going to be a singer, it never occurred to me that I would ever fail. It never occurred to me one bit. I said, I'm going to make it work. I was going to make it work no matter what. Because I knew that I had impressed some people in college. I impressed Cal Jader and Paul Desmond and my lady friend who sang with Kenton and Johnny Mathis. And if they like me, that means I had something going.
When you were singing with Kenton, was Gabe there?
She started singing with Kenton after we broke up. She became Kenton's singer after she left college. So I didn't meet Kenton until 1960, and this was the early 50s when she and I were together. So at that time, she was singing with there's a white band in the Bay Area that she was singing with. So she hadn't sung with Kenton yet, but she became Kenton's singer. I think she was with Woody Herman first, and then Kenton.
Gabe Balazar there.
But Gabe was there. When I first ran into Gabe was at the Riviera in Las Vegas when I was singing at the Frontier, and Gabe was at the Riviera with Kenton's band.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first time I ran into Gabe. Wasn't here in Hawaii, but was there.
Wow.
So that was like 1959, 60 or 61, one of those years. I can't remember.
Do you have what you considered your finest musical achievement?
You know what? I think of every new song as the most important moment. I've had some landmark times in my life. My first song in Las Vegas, my opening night in Las Vegas, I was brought to Las Vegas by Shirley MacLaine.
Oh, okay.
To sing in her husband's show. And Shirley MacLaine at that time, this is 1959, this is when the Rat Pack was just forming.
Right.
So my opening night, the curtain opens and I'm walking out there. It's 1,000 people in the audience. We filled them up. 3 shows a night, 7 nights a week. We did it. And it was 1,000 people per show.
Wow.
Right there in the front was sitting Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis, Peter Lawford, Shirley MacLaine, Nat King Cole.